Hello everyone, welcome to the Numbers Aren't Real podcast, the first ever episode. I'm Varad, and today I'm joined by the team heads of last year's Driverless branch of UG Racing. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I am Elliott, and I was the head of Driverless last year.
I'm Masha, I was head of reception.
I'm Aaron, I was deputy head software engineer and head of path planning.
I'm Rachel, and I was head of simulation.
Yeah. We're going to talk about comp and the society generally and just kind of yap. I want to give an exposition of the entirety of what we do. So UG Racing is University of Glasgow Racing. It's a racing society with several branches. We were the team heads of the Driverless branch, and we oversaw the team competing in the FSAI section of Formula Student UK. It's an international competition. We got third overall, and yeah, in the competition there's static events and dynamic events. The static events are presentations. There's 4 presentations. There's design, which is an overview of the kind of technical side and design decisions you took that year. There's simulation development, which covers the development of simulation tools. There is business plan presentation, which you create a business plan and present on it. And there is real world AI, which shows your understanding of current AI and how it's being used. In terms of dynamic events, there's also 4. There is skid pad, which is a figure of 8, 2 loops around the right, 2 loops around the left, and then exit. There's acceleration, which is a 75 meters straight as fast as you can. There is autocross, which is 1 lap around an unseen track, and there's track drive, which is 10 laps around an unseen track. Tracks are marked out by cones, blue on the left, yellow on the right, and orange to mark the start and finish, usually. Yeah.
Usually, what sometimes happens.
Well, sometimes the start and finish is the same.
That's a good point. And that event would be?
That would be autocross and track drive.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and not skid pad.
No.
Because skid pad and acceleration both have a runoff.
They do.
With orange cones.
They do.
Alright.
Can I start off by disagreeing with the premise of the title?
What's the title?
Numbers aren't real.
Oh.
They are.
This seems like a separate episode.
I think this is very relevant. Like, if you're starting off with, like, the title, Numbers Aren't Real...
You said you thought it was a good title.
No, I do. I think it's a great title, but one of the reasons I think it's great is because it establishes a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because this is not a fact. He might be half of a mathematician, but it's not a fact. And you're allowed to disagree with it. Like, I disagree with it.
Alright.
You're foreshadowing for the future episode that is just a, presidential style debate on the title of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a good one.
Like, the seating plan should not have put 2 mathematicians together. Scary.
Together we're 1 mathematician.
That's a good point.
Wow.
That was terrible.
Yep. Alright, I just started with, packing stuff up the day before, because that was an ordeal.
It was a Tetris
That was
level
not
threat. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
You were, where
Far
were you
away
going from, Masha?
London.
What
I don't
were
know.
you doing in London?
I really don't remember. Probably work.
Yeah, this is the problem with all this, is that we're filming this in October, and comp was in July. And so much and so little has happened since then.
Many lives have been led.
Yeah, I feel like a different person. I think one of the special things about comp is that it does feel like a transformative experience. You're not the same person that you go in. No. You're not necessarily better or worse, but you are just different.
Just age.
Yeah, compositionally change.
It really does.
It's like the opposite of Fountain of Youth.
Fountain of old.
Fountain of old. Fountain of... I don't know.
The
You learn so much, I think, almost more about yourself than you do about autocross. It's like... not autocross, sorry, autonomous vehicles. Like, you're pushing yourself to your limit when it comes to sleep deprivation, working with others, technological difficulties, and just general stress levels. And I think that if you can make it out of it, you know that life can't be so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, so we've been to 2 comps. You 2 have been to 3.
Let's go.
Has that taxed you?
I would say so.
In many ways, though, I felt that the second one was the most taxing.
But we were there.
Yeah, when you guys arrived.
Yeah.
That was when it was really just tough to adjust.
Yeah.
It's probably the most emotionally actually the
Number, yeah, actually, the second one
one.
was very much taxing. Because for the first one, I think you go in and you're like, because we were first years as well,
Yeah.
so we were very much like the babies of the group, and we were just kind of following everybody around like little ducklings.
Yeah, we didn't need to know. Well, we did need to know what was going on, but only when people told us what was going on. We didn't need to know what was
Yeah.
going on before anybody said you should be here right now.
Yeah. So that was nice. And then second comp, you had obviously been in your position as head of simulation by that point for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So you were pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Um,
SimDev. Oh, yes, SimDev, which is simulation development times 2 at that
yeah,
point.
You were locked in. And then I was in my position as deputy head of Driverless, which was fun because it was then like the knowledge this is the last time I was going to do this before, like with a crutch.
Before you
which
need to
was
lock
fun.
in.
And then that year it was also very emotional because, like, obviously we were first years the year before that, but that year we lost a lot of people who'd been in the team for like a couple of years. Or like when we had joined, they went on and graduated, and I think it felt like in that moment like we were losing everybody forever. But
Yeah.
we've seen them all within like the past 6 months.
The fun thing about UGR and just kind of, I think, DV is there's no escape.
No, there really
You can
isn't.
leave, you can graduate, you can do other things, but you'll always come back.
Yeah, you get right back in for sure. It's very much, I think, comp and even UGR, it's like its own bubble of like suddenly these things that you never or you couldn't even describe previously are the most important things in the entire world. And then kind of you go back home and you have to describe what happened to like your friends and parents and whatever, and they're like, what? And you're like, but trust me, it was really important. It was really important, and everyone was really stressed. And they're like,
Life's
for
changed.
sure.
It's hard to convey the both like absurdity of what's going on and the importance and the stress you're going through during the day.
Especially because, I mean, for the engineers, their problems are much more practical. It's like a physical thing that they're having to deal with. And for us, it's like, the numbers on the screen aren't the right numbers. And I don't know how to make it the right numbers. And I promise you, it's really, really serious. It's really stressful.
And it's also hot and warm, and there's other people
But
there.
it's also raining.
And raining.
It's also raining.
And there's judges, and like we're tight for time.
Yeah.
Um,
And also, I
Yeah.
think when you're in a management position like we all were, you are then also kind of having to explain what's going on to other people, and also dealing with all your own stuff, and it gets...
it's hard to balance that because you want to give like a good handover to whoever's on the team after you, but then also you're like, I just want to deal with this. I just want to solve this quickly.
Yeah, and then occasionally, like, other teams will come up to you in, like, a moment of incredible stress, but you're just gonna be like, yeah, you know, all the classic issues, but no, it's fine, probably.
But being in that bubble kind of gets you energy from other teams as
For
they're
sure.
because they understand as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in the moment, it's really cool.
It was so interesting at comp to just look over other teams' shoulders when they were doing stuff. It's so interesting. There was one team I saw who had like all of their path planning to control pipeline in one Python file.
Yeah.
Like they had their path planning, their control algorithms. They had different control algorithms, and they like chose which one to use, I guess. But it was all in one file. And I don't know, it was just interesting to see different architectures. That's one of the reasons I'd consider applying to be like a judge, just to see different approaches.
You were funny, though, because it wasn't as though you just happened across this knowledge. It was, during kind of the later days when it was raining, they put some of the cars inside that you could run tests on, and you would just go up behind the teams and watch their laptop. And to be
Well, yeah.
fair, no one was ever, like, turned you away. You got some
Yeah.
strange looks, but no one was actually
If-
brave enough to go, what are you doing?
If anyone had said, go away, I would have gone away, but no one said anything.
Proof you can really just get what you want by standing over people's shoulders.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see. They were all generally using Linux. Some people had some funky terminal layouts, like opaque terminals, which...
Why would you do that?
Yeah. It was interesting to see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do think you realise that you subscribe to a philosophy more than you thought when you see how other teams do things. You're like, why would you like that?
Yeah.
Obviously,
yeah,
our way is the best
absolutely.
way, even though I have no real proof for this.
We're so set in our methodology.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd always be interested to see design presentations like outside. So yeah, being a judge would be quite cool. But
Yeah.
obviously, they're like not open source for other teams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good to know. Are we allowed to do a Bruno Ferry shout out?
Oh, of course.
Huge. I feel actually you should do this.
Shout out to Bruno Ferry. He is He's an employee of Ansys, who were one of our sponsors last year, and we worked with kind of their stuff. But Bruno, kind of throughout the competition, was just an icon. I think he was there when we needed him, giving both advice and just generally
general
good vibes
comfort and
And
inspiration.
Mm.
I do think one of the fun things about comp, despite the fact that it is incredibly stressful and incredibly exhausting, is obviously like you live in a bubble throughout the year of, it's like you and 20 other people who really know what's going on in this team. And then you go to comp, things are going wrong or whatever, and you see all these other groups of students across the country or like from other countries that have the exact same problems. Because you would never like go over to another team and they'd be like, yeah, things are going great. I'd always be like, and this is broken, and the only guy who knows how to fix this is gone, and somebody died, and just we have no idea how we're going to fix this. We have no money, everything's going horribly wrong.
It's
and
so
very
comforting to hear the same issues from other teams. It's so comforting.
No one's having a good time. But
Yeah.
you go back.
What did we pack? How did we pack it?
It wasn't so much what did we pack, it was us packing around all of the camping equipment and I want to call it the fire cart, and that's so not what it was called.
Oh.
The thing that the engineers have.
Yeah.
Proper.
They have this big like wall.
Is it firewall?
Firewall, I think.
Yeah.
There's this big ass wall, and they use it to test stuff with fire.
That's
I don't know.
it.
That's what they
We're
said.
gonna still get flamed. I'm
It
so
was-
sorry. I
we brought
promise
it
to pay
to comp.
attention to what Evie gets up to.
We brought a
Yeah.
wall to comp?
We
What?
brought a fire. Well, okay, Evie brought a firewall to comp. It
That's
wasn't like a
how
big
it's
wall.
But the firewall is in software.
Yeah.
You helped
Yeah.
that, were you not?
No, so I got delegated to running simulations on Carla,
Oh!
which took 30 minutes per lap. And so while they were all walking around me packing, I was sat...
Whoa. It was
No.
harder than that. We only
Oh,
walked
I'm
there.
so sorry.
And then
It stayed there for a bit.
it was like Tetris with real life consequences.
I came there at the end because I gave up with Carla because I was not staying for another 30 minutes as Varad kept telling me to. Because after 30 minutes everything just died and I was not waiting another 30 minutes. So I took the videos and left. And you weren't very happy with that, but anyway.
The videos were for SimDev. They were what, like track drive runs?
Yeah, but they were
Yeah.
just... it was the first time that it moved, the simulator, which was nice, but...
It's always good the day before comp.
Yeah, it just wasn't moving very fast, and so for track drive, not a very large track, it was taking about 30 minutes. And around the time of 20 minutes, everything just shut down and died, because it had like been ran for that long. And so I called you and you said run it again.
Yeah.
Then it died again, so I called you again, you said run it again.
Yeah.
And I think it happened one more time, and then I called you and said no.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, you'd said no multiple times before.
And you kept saying yes.
Yeah.
It's okay, I eventually showed up and... Well, I guess just took over from the misery a bit.
To be fair, I think I just ramped up the talk by like times 500 and it didn't do anything either. And I just gave up. It was too much at that point.
We also lost the van keys at one point. And that was fun.
Yes.
Where did they end up being, by the way?
Were they like in the van? They were like
They
behind
were
the
like,
stuff.
yeah, they were on a
Likely
ledge
place for
behind a
van
bag.
keys to be.
Oh,
Yeah, that was my bad. It was, packing was fun because it was like playing Tetris, but all of the Tetris blocks were stuff that you can't afford to buy again. So it felt quite intense as an activity, and also making sure that nothing was going to break on the way there.
Yeah, we
By
wrapped
getting-
the Carla PC and monitor in like, was it like felt that Finley York gave us?
Yeah, it was, the engineers had bought, I do remember the name for it, but I don't. Something that they didn't like the quality of, so they had bought other stuff, and they were like, yeah, just have this, and we wrapped it in stuff, and
And it survived.
well, to be fair, probably that did not have that much of an impact, but it made you feel better.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the more important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of the activities you do as head software engineer do you think are more about making yourself feel better than actually improving the code base? And I extend that to just team heads generally.
I mean, yeah, transporting stuff is always terrifying, because, like, with camera and stuff, we don't really have a replacement, or if the Wi-Fi router dies.
Well, would you like to tell the camera story?
With Napier? So at comp,
Last day.
we figured out our camera just wasn't working correctly.
Or was it the day before last?
Yeah.
As in,
yeah.
no
Well,
data for perception.
It
too.
wasn't even
See-
last day, it was throughout, because testing, it was just broken.
But it was second last day we were able to do something about it.
Yeah.
So throughout comp and during testing, we were getting very unreliable camera data, and camera we rely on mainly for our perception. And it was so temperamental. Like I remember we were on the car one time. The perception, like the camera just failed to load.
Yeah.
We got off the car, plugged it into a laptop, and the camera was fine.
Yeah, no, then there's the time where you were on track, I was by the track with the thing, and every time it didn't load, I said, no, you unplugged, replugged it, I ran it again.
Several times. That was good, because
I think
like,
it was one time we did it 10 times, and then it worked.
Yeah.
The depth didn't work, but it was loaded.
But that was a good time, because there were no other teams waiting, so we could just stay on. So we figured out the camera wasn't working. And the day before last, we're speaking to... Oh, do you remember? Was it Alex from Napier?
Cameron and Alex?
Cameron and Alex from Napier. Yep.
Yep.
We're speaking to some people from the Napier Driverless team. And they were saying how they really needed an in-car PC to test their stuff. And we were saying about how we were having camera problems. And they had a spare camera. I think the same model as the one we have. So we did a trade, which worked out fantastic for us. We let them borrow our in-car PC for the night, and then we used their camera for the track drive event, and it worked. We completed 10 laps and didn't stop, and also got the award for dragging a cone the furthest, and probably hit the most cones.
Yeah, baby.
And got a really bad time, but the car moved, and the car saw cones. I remember when I was walking around the track with the judge, there was a point in like lap 5 or 6 where there was a turn where all of the yellow cones were just gone, and I was saying to him how the car turns better when it just sees blue cones.
Yeah.
It works better when it just sees blue cones. It was pretty interesting. I don't know how NURBS is working with that.
No, that would be the Deloney's one, with the ghost
Are we using
cones.
Deloney's?
Yeah. I think that's probably why.
Yeah.
Everything was so untested in terms of path
course,
planning, because
yeah.
when we were testing, nothing was working. We spent half the day trying to figure out how to get the car actually spinning the wheels. And yeah, so when it got to a point where there was just no use of NURBS, I think it just went better.
Yeah, I think so. Because it would have fallen back to Deloney's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so massive shout out to Napier, because we would have not been able to do anything without their camera. Unfortunately, I don't think they got as much use out of the in-car PC.
Trade's trade.
Yep, they agreed to it. But yeah.
And we have a new Z now? What's the deal with that?
No, we have a new cable. We
And
don't
is
have a new
that
Z. I don't know.
different?
I mean,
You won't know until you get the car back.
Yeah, every time we run it on either of our laptops, we get some sort of a depth image, which is fine. It's just I can't be asked to configure the actual thing I'm viewing it in, so I can't complain too much there. But whenever we get to testing and or comp, and it's on the car, everything just goes wrong. The depth image is just a full black image, and even at comp, we plugged it into our laptops, and it's just black as well.
Yeah.
But
And there were points where it was also just working fine.
yeah, and then I plugged it in when we got kind of start of this year, and it was perfectly fine. Then I was speaking to Stereo Labs, and was like, yeah, we had issues with our camera, we tried another one, and they just suggested a new cable. So we got a new cable, which hopefully works this year.
Is it what, like higher bandwidth?
So it's a 5-meter one, it's a live cable, I think it's called. So there's shielding anyway, but also you can power it, which should give it more shielding from a car, hopefully. And we're not plugging it through a cheap Amazon extender,
Yeah.
which should be good, I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that it was so non-deterministic of when it was gonna break.
Yeah.
So, like, we can't test it so many times on real hardware.
And I mean,
but yeah.
this wasn't helped by the cars also just not working correctly. We were on Carol, which is one of the cars, the name of the car, and just the USB ports weren't working. And we confirmed this with another team who needed to use USB ports, and theirs weren't working either. So we were kind of out of luck on that one. And
Yeah,
just
we
couldn't
even-
run.
We even used I had a light up USB
Yeah.
that lit up when plugged into a USB port that, how power worked, and it just didn't light up when plugged into the USB port.
And we couldn't do anything about it, and it was a bit of a shame.
And you're clearly not still torn up.
I'm not
about
still
that.
upset about it.
I do think there's something to be said that while comp is happening around you, you're like, wow, we should be, or like things are going wrong, and you think that things should be going a lot better than they are, and then on review you're like, the fact we managed to do anything whatsoever is actually a miracle. Because given a broken Z and the inability to connect to any of the cars, we still managed to come third. So anything is possible.
So somehow ran track drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't run the LiDAR either, did we?
No.
No.
Which is very... yeah, I kind of want to do it for the LiDAR, but there isn't any now.
Yeah.
This is a bit upsetting, so I have to go take it to a car park at some point, which should be fun.
Well, I mean, if you want data for the LiDAR, we did smoke tests.
No, like a clear area with codes.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'd just go find a car park at like 2 a.m. and hopefully no one's there.
But yeah, we got a smoke machine, and we were going to test the LiDAR, but we did this behind the EV garage where there's like Wi-Fi issues, like there's not clear Wi-Fi signal, and the LiDAR needs to connect to a port to communicate with whatever it's connected to, and so this LiDAR just didn't work.
Does anybody have anything that they wish they had done last year, either funny or serious?
As part of the team.
I mean, personally, I guess if you want, but I was more thinking about as part of the team.
Yeah. The simulator, we like always talked about it, and I'm so sad that I never got to create the GTA radio station for the simulator. So that when the car was moving around the track, you could just like tune in.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still time. You will always have access to the code base.
There is
They're
still
not
time.
kicking you off.
When in a few years I put in a merge request and it's like GTA radio.
Still have access to the code base. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
You have like time move slow on there as a John Williams reference. What are the canonical songs of DD besides Good Morning? Shout out.
Yeah, Guten Morgen is another thing.
This feels like a throwback that is extremely niche, maybe not even worth mentioning.
We love it.
But Girlfriend out, Complicated, Avril Lavigne.
Right. So our ex head software engineer, Jim, in many ways our first head software engineer, loves a story time. He's been here since the conception of the team like 6 years ago now.
2019.
And he, like, if you sit down in a room with him and ask him like a couple of UGR stories, or like even just like a vague question about nothing to do with UGR, he will eventually get there. And he loves to tell like stories about the team back in his day. And he also at some point will end up pulling out his phone and showing you all the photos. And one of them is a video sent from Kai. Do you remember what the error was?
No. Something stupid, I'm sure.
I think it was EUFS related, but I don't know. So Kai was
the first
who started
head
the
of
team,
Driverless.
First head of Driverless, and he had a video of something going horribly wrong. Let's also bear in mind, Kai, an incredibly well-educated man, also comp sci and maths joint honours degree graduate.
We need to work on
We really do need to work on this. It's the angle.
Yep.
And he, instead of like taking a screen recording or even a photo, he had taken a video with his phone of his laptop screen, which obviously then had a bunch of like weird light stuff going on. And in the background, as whatever diabolical errors crossing the screen is playing Complicated by Avril Lavigne. And truly to this day, we do not know whether or not he meant that to happen as like a bit, or whether it was just what he was listening to as he coded. But I think about that often. So yeah, shout out.
It's pretty good.
I like that there's still traces of like Kai and other people in the code, like the waist bit. The button is on
that
the
is the button around your waist, Kai! Exclamation mark!
Yeah.
It just lives
And
there.
it could never be removed. It's history.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, team's less than 10 years old, but you are part of a much larger story. Which I think is part of what makes it so rewarding as well, because I think to be as young as we are, and already know that you're part of something much larger than yourself, is a very cool thing, and also for it to be, I mean, we have a faculty advisor, shout out to Varad, but this is all student run. It's mostly undergrads, so very self-motivated. We have very little knowledge coming into this, and we leave it a little bit more, I think. So it's a really cool thing to be a part of. I definitely, my university experience without it would be a lot different. I would have no friends, I think, is maybe the main takeaway.
It'd be so different. Even just developing hard and soft skills.
Yeah.
You just do so much.
I think you're a fun one because you
Sue me.
you became head of simulation halfway through first year.
As did, well, I was about to say, as did you. You did not become head of simulation.
I became
but
head of motion control, now defunct.
Yep.
I would like to say I was the head of now 2 defunct sub-teams. So
Great
show me
track
somebody with
record.
that track record.
The other being state estimation?
Yeah.
Huge.
They love me. Anyway, so
I would argue they were all trauma bonded post state estimation.
yeah. So it does mean that I have like 3 head of jackets. So I've got head of motion control, head of state estimation, and head of Driverless. So that's me. Man of many hats, as they say. But you, obviously, as part of being a team head, you've got to stand up each week and give your little presentation to the group. And when you first, that was like your worst thing. You were like, fine, I'll be in charge of this like brand new sub team. It's all gonna be great.
But I got to speak in front of people. Actually, it was the scariest part by far of when I received the text from Joe that was like,
Hey.
"Do you want to be head of simulation?" I was like, I mean, yeah, but you got to make like a presentation slide and like say what a minute's worth of content each week. I mean, that's tough.
It's absolutely terrifying, but then once you do it so many times,
Yeah.
so many weeks.
How's your style of presentation changed?
Well, I actually think this is best. Sorry.
I don't know.
Talking over you. I think this is best exemplified by BPP. Like I think that is full circle.
That's
moment.
true.
I think
BPP this year, although there's much to say about it, and I'm sure we'll come back to it, was the first time I ever did a presentation without physical notes.
and you aced it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When second place BPP 2025.
What, like
Yeah.
2 hours of sleep?
Oh yeah. Anyways, you work best on 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, it's too much, guys. But yeah, I remember like having to rehearse and re-rehearse every week for DV sub-team meetings, which is like truly that's not a pressurized environment to say things. What I was going to say each week. And then it slowly, you just go, like 10 minutes before the meeting, I go, what's happened this week? What am I going to say to people? But it's also been fun, like, I feel there's been obviously, 3 years of it, so many different sub-team heads. Seeing the way each sub-team head does their slide has been very fun. I would say, I'm not sure I'd argue yours are, for the most part, were reasonably like...
Yours were the most professional.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. You'll miss Aaron, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. They're worse now, though. I don't know, I just kind of find 2 images, put it on, nothing else.
Rachel left and her 2.5 years of making slides fun was washed down the drain.
What did
You
you say?
guys, I mean, Demir puts a little bit of effort in.
Yeah.
That's the first time he's put effort in. You've seen it on the slides.
Yeah, that's a good
Those have
point.
been atrocious.
You guys have got to start adding a little bit of pizzazz.
We can't have 2 bullet points in a picture.
They're gonna be. You guys weren't
Oh,
here.
2 pictures, no bullet points most of the time.
The years of when people would take screenshots of text messages they'd received and put them on the slides of like, oh, I had this error, and then we would just make fun of them. Like, we've got to bring back full-blown stand-up comedy routines. This is what it's about.
Romeo doesn't like me doing like transitions and stuff. Just add a bit of fun into the PowerPoint.
Yeah, you guys, as a head of Driverless, head software engineer dynamic, I think are immediately the most divorced couple, like.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, because we like didn't know each other, which I think in some ways is the best dynamic to go into, because you've got to be polite for like at least the first 6 months, and then you can start being like, right, what on earth are you doing? This is a terrible idea.
I think me and Romeo kind of
Well,
function.
you're flatmates.
Yeah, we are now
so-
flatmates, which I don't know, it kind of means you can't escape UGR all that much anymore.
Would you have been able to escape it anyway, Aaron?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, it's
and
fun.
You wouldn't have wanted to either.
No, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy coding. I enjoy doing stupid algorithms that never work. But you know, it's always fun.
The algorithms sometimes work.
No, I mean, I spent 6 years doing 6 years.
Time
6 months doing the slam thing, and I was just being really stupid, and that's just a waste of time. Now I've just completely rewritten it, so that's just kind of 6 months gone. It's probably a waste of time as well.
It's the slams you make along the way.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about the trauma bonding. Because you're another fun one. I think after Rachel, you're like the person who's experienced the most character development through being in UGR. So at first, I mean, you were just like, you had not, well, again, because you were a first year, you weren't quite as thrown in the deep end as we were, still being first year being a team head, but you were a second year team head, and you just kind of had to lock in.
Yeah, because I also got no handover either, so I kind of turned up in second year to the first meeting. They all kind of knew what they were doing, and I was just kind of sat there with no things to say, no idea what I was doing, and then had to do a presentation the day after.
Yeah.
With also nothing to say and no idea what I was doing. So that was a fun kind of experience to start off with, and then I don't know, just kind of halfway through the year, Varad took me into a corner. Started like whispering in my ear.
It's not like
Started whispering in my ear if I want to be head software engineer. Can only say yes to that, but I was quite scared.
An offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, really, I felt quite safe. Yeah, and then kind of was his little minion for the rest of the year. Just being told what to do.
I miss that dearly. I genuinely do miss that.
I do as well.
It was so nice. How have you felt doing like full team meetings and talking in front of everyone?
It's been alright. I mean, as I said, I've gone kind of very lazy with my presentations. So it's just kind of 2 pictures, and then it's just me saying kind of what they related to. And then yesterday, everyone was laughing at my photo.
I really don't know
what about. It's a skip pad.
It definitely didn't resemble anything.
No, I mean, it's a track.
Yeah.
Why else would I put it on there? I had no ill intentions otherwise.
It was fun because it's like having Jim back. Again, you're all too young to remember this, but when Jim would give presentations, he wouldn't care what he'd said on the screen. He'd just talk monotonously for like 3 minutes, and then he'd move on. Whereas you and Joe both cared too much. Not too much, but you were both very happy to be there.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to yap about stuff I'm passionate about.
And 100 people had to listen to
you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing this podcast. It really does, like as you were saying, it really does devolve into just preparing it 10 minutes before. I remember when I was deputy head in second year, Joe couldn't make it to a meeting for whatever reason, and so he asked me to present, and he told me this on Tuesday, and I was stressed that I didn't know what to talk about until probably like 2 hours before the meeting. But then, yeah. But then, it got to the point where I was just making it 5 minutes before the meeting.
Yeah.
And kind of just waffling.
Yeah. There's also an art to like, obviously there's some slow weeks where less gets done, especially when you get into like exam time. There is a true art to presenting on a slow week where basically nothing has happened and being like, but everything's ongoing, you know?
It's a process.
Things mentally are happening. Physically.
We're all getting there, is what's
less
happening.
so.
Yeah.
But we're thinking big thoughts.
We are. We really are. We're dreaming. Have any of you ever had a UGR-based dream?
Oh, so many.
Care to share any?
Well, I had one just this week.
Oh!
Where we were all just in chairs at some big event and people were clapping. And
hey,
there were other people.
pathetic. I reckon we should all get into some big chairs at an event. I think that we can make that happen.
Definitely had many.
Yeah.
If it's something as big as this as part of your life, I feel like it's unavoidable.
I don't have dreams about it. I just kind of wake up with ideas of code half the time. Where it's like kind of 3 a.m. I just wake up with an idea of what's going wrong and it doesn't fix it. It only adds more issues, but then I end up going to bed at like 6 a.m. and that's never fun, but it's great times.
They're fun, yet you keep doing it.
No, I'm better now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, like 4 a.m.?
I'd like midnight.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be going to bed at midnight.
Oh, you're so grown up.
The
I know,
reaction
right?
from the rooms is a lot.
See, now Rachel's the weakest link.
Dude, it just kind of happened after I moved flats and just couldn't be asked to stay up anymore.
You and Romeo are properly domestic now.
Yeah.
Go to sleep at a reasonable hour.
Well, Romeo doesn't. That man
Oh.
goes to bed at 4, 6 a.m., wakes up at 9 or 8 or whatever it is.
From 4, 6 a.m.
He gets 4 hours of sleep a night.
How does he function?
I don't know.
Pretty
We've
well.
asked him
Well, yeah.
this, and yeah, I don't know.
What time do you get up?
9, 10.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any lectures till like 10 at the earliest now, so just kind of wake up at 9
Great
and
way to live.
get out of bed.
Yeah.
We still need to do a 24 hours in 618.
We do.
618. How rogue.
Specifically
like
this room.
618.
I suppose occasionally it's a 618.
Is it?
Occasionally.
618.
It's the 620 and the 618.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
Yours
don't
is
like
6 to
618.
Yeah.
What
I
is
don't like
normal?
618.
I've
I'm
never
not like a
said
toddler
618.
who can't
No,
say.
Oh, okay. But you're not calling it the 618.
We can do double. No, not quite triple digits. Double digits.
Okay.
That's where I draw the line.
Interesting.
On the bucket list.
What are the most important lines you draw?
No, that's path planning. The
What?
paths between the cones. I don't draw those.
The boxes.
The boxes, the trapezoids for color.
Yeah.
Yep, between the key points.
And if you were to give that method a name,
Well, probably like key point color detection.
key point color
Yeah.
detection. Yep. Key point. Yeah. Key point regression color
Yeah.
detection.
Yeah.
I think that's a good name for it.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
Yeah. Describe what it is.
Well, exactly.
Mm.
And
Informative.
isn't like a stolen name for something that already exists. It's just it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I do think that I only really have one example of this, but I'm hoping that my wonderful colleagues here will provide 4 more. I think that between us all, there is perhaps a story that exemplifies who we all were during our time in the team. And my example for this is Rachel and the key points.
Guys. You gotta understand. The key points, sometimes they call to you. And more
As a
specifically,
simulation member.
in first year, there's a lot of cones in the world.
There are, actually, once you've been in this team, there are so many cones everywhere, and it's all you can think of.
And you just detect them.
and you
Yeah.
and you go, wow, I
You-
wonder what I would do. If
You
I was
take
in
you
Home's
take
team.
like psychic damage each time you see a code.
It's
Then
so
you like
bad.
bump into them. You're like, again, not again.
Start dragging it along. What if they're giving me an award for this?
But yeah, to allow models and stuff to detect cones and identify them, you need kind of data sets that tell you where the key points on the cones are. There's 6 of them, in case you were wondering. So I'm so sorry, the laptop is making such scary sounds.
It's not going to stop doing that until you unplug it from stuff.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
It's going to show up in the audio.
And this is how we deal with technical issues. And you
just keep
I
going.
would say I wouldn't worry about it. Move on.
But in first year, we were like, wow, we don't have like really a good enough or a big enough data set to train on, and so we need some more labeled cone data. And so a beautiful little web app was created by Jim, which was just where you could label cones, and then there was a fun little like YouTube embedded in the corner. You could watch like parkour videos, like Reddit stories, and you could get DV coins for the cones that you labeled, and then you could gamble the coins to get potentially more coins.
Double or nothing.
Yeah. And I believe it was actually just like a 50-50
Yeah.
double or nothing chance. And maybe I spent a good chunk of my first year summer labeling cones. So much so that it turned into a competition.
There was a leaderboard.
There was a leaderboard of who had the most DV coins, and like maybe I was like climbing the ranks.
It
and
was
I
you
was,
versus Egg.
It was me versus Egg.
Who was
Shout
Egg?
out.
Egg turned out to be somebody's sibling.
Shout out. And maybe in the final days before the competition ended, I spent all of my waking hours labeling cones. And maybe that was good. And maybe I got stressed when I had to take an hour out to do like my job. Because I was like, what if Egg is labeling cones in this time and I'm running behind? And so it was just long days of me labeling cones.
I think then the funniest story that comes off of that is when we were having KPR issues, when we're not, and we just tested on the Rachel data set, just in case other people had done it and not paid as much attention, but we were like, Rachel was locked in. And I think it turned out it was pretty much the same, and people had been generally pretty good. But there was enough, Rachel labelled enough cones that you could just use her data.
I labelled over 8,000 cones.
Magic.
Which is over a third of the entire data set we generated from just kind of like anybody in DV and UGR as a wider team labeling codes.
And I think that really describes both who you are as a person and who you were as head of city.
Also, in case you guys were stressed, I won.
Oh, so she earned that free mega pint at Con.
I did.
Or not free, Jamie Brown paid for it, but you know, shout out Jamie
Thanks.
Brown. Yeah.
I think our novel discovery that should be added to the paper is that Rachel's data set is just the way to go.
Yeah, if kind of any academics need me to label things, my services are available.
Yeah, you would do, well, your dream job is just like some monotonous categorizing of stuff. Yeah, so if anyone wants to pay her to do that.
Yeah.
What would your rate be per hour?
I don't know, I was trying to think because like, you're not listening to this, I did do it for free in first year.
No, for DV coins.
DV coins.
DV coins, yeah. So kind of, we'll have to figure out the DV coin exchange rate, I think, to pounds.
Yeah.
Which I have to assume is pretty steep.
Yeah. Well, if it was
Probably
8,000
thousands.
pounds, you translate that into how many hours that took you, and then work out like a minimum wage rate for that.
Probably over minimum wage though, because it was like difficult.
Well, no,
like,
but I was
really
gonna say like
mentally straining.
Figure out the minimum wage rate and like times that by 150%.
Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. That sounds good.
So
Would you also gamble throughout your with real money throughout your job?
Oh my god. Well,
50-50 each
but you
level.
never gamble.
I was about to say, I will say, when doing the actual labeling with DV coins, I did some gambling at the start, but you could either gamble or bank your coins, and so you'd only ever be like gambling what wasn't banked. And the further it kind of got on, and the more intense it got, for me at least, and the closer to the deadline we were, I was like, well, it is a 50-50 double or nothing chance. It's not really worth it. I think I can label enough cones fast enough to beat anyone gambling, because I'll just put in more time.
As long as
And
you put in
time
2
beats
times
gambling.
the amount. Yeah.
So,
That's a valuable lesson.
official
so
rate
I stopped gambling the last few days because I was like, I'm not risking it. I want those coins.
So how did it work? How many coins do you get for each label?
Between 1 and 5, I think, random.
And then do you choose an amount to bet, or is it just all your coins?
All the coins that aren't banked.
I see.
So, like, you could get to 50, bank them, and then you're starting again from 0, and you're like, and then you get to another 50, and then you could gamble them.
Yeah.
And then you could keep double or nothing multiple times
Yeah.
in a row.
But that's scary.
That is
The
scary.
chances drop.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the rest of you have a story that exemplifies that so well.
I have one for Aaron.
Ooh.
Excellent.
I think a great story is the second last day of this, like the comp we were just at. The 4 of us and Michael were at the like awards ceremony.
Yeah.
And we were coming back, and we came back to the like lovely wall of comments and stuff.
Oh, that's
That was really beautiful. And was it? I think Romeo
yeah,
possibly.
Romeo set it up.
Who like took us 4 over. And he called you over, and you said, "Oh, I've already seen it," and you kept coding away. I think that was pretty powerful.
Well, okay. The thing was, I was sat. I don't know. What would you say? Maybe 10 feet away from it.
Yeah,
I
you
had
had view.
I'd registered that it was kind of some form of message to people.
A very
Of some
nice,
sorts.
heartfelt message
Well,
that
yeah,
was
but I
congratulating
couldn't-
everyone's hard work on what had been an incredibly
Okay,
difficult
I was like,
competition.
5 cans of beer in. I couldn't really see that far. I just knew there was writing. And so I was busy coding in a camping chain right next to the sockets, which is like 10 feet. And Romeo just came up to me and was like, come here, and I just kind of told him to go away. And then when I've seen it, and he kept bugging me, so I went up and
And you joined your team head.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very emotional.
Well, I just didn't read it. Or at least didn't read that part. I read I saw some other things which was like thanking Aero or something like that. I don't know. And so I just assumed it was like an EV thing, and I just kind of sat there coding.
Priorities sorted.
Yeah, I was trying to do. What was I even trying to do?
Slam.
I think slam for Trevor.
Yeah, I was trying to get a localization.
Yeah.
So I was building like a vehicle model, and then I was trying to do something with the optimization, which was it just didn't work. So I gave up, put the laptop down, which then got sprayed with champagne. Don't know how it still works. It actually started working better after I got sprayed with champagne. Don't know how.
Juice.
A little bit.
Laptop juice.
And it still works better than your laptop.
Yeah, well,
A brick would work better than his laptop.
but it still works, which is really saying something. UGR has completely fried it.
Because before it was a humdinger.
Well, yeah, it was a new laptop, and then I put Ubuntu
That was
on there.
new.
I got
3
it
years ago.
not 3 years ago, but I got it maybe at like the start of 3rd year or slightly before that maybe. And I put Ubuntu on there, and I put the UGR codebase on there, and it's been fried ever since. It's been so fried.
Take it off.
The codebase?
Yeah.
I've taken out the line that like sources the environment, so it doesn't take like
A million
I don't know
years.
performance to spin up a terminal. Yeah, but I thought that was very exemplary of your character.
Yeah,
That is
I just generally didn't read it. It was what day was that after?
That was the second last day.
Skid pad? Was that?
That was after.
Acceleration. Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like I wanted something to work, so I was initially sat by the tent in the dark. Then I lost like all the battery in my laptop, so then I had to migrate over to where there was power, and I saw it, but yeah.
Such a strange dissonance with having like laptops and working on this, on algorithms, and then you have like grass around you.
Yeah, it's very
God,
weird.
I ran out of charge. Yeah.
I know. The vibe of coding in a camping chair. It's pretty sick. I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it was fun when we were doing the thing overnight for skid pad.
Overnight.
Right, it died.
That's fine.
Okay.
Overnight skid pads. Didn't sleep, or maybe slept for like what was it, half an hour?
Yeah, I slept on a bench, then fell on the floor, then I saw a
Yeah.
bunch of geese.
I kind of curled
Oh,
over.
the geese.
There was a
Were they
bunch of
real,
geese.
or
Yes,
were
there
they
were
in your
geese.
imagination?
So
we were
doing
terrified they
it.
were going to terrorize us.
Yeah, we were doing the skid pad. Varad I was just kind of bugging him and giving him some ideas, and we then gave up. I went to sleep on a bench. I don't know where you.
I curled up in the chair.
Yeah, that makes sense. I then fell off and woke up because I'd fallen off the bench. And when I look up outside of your tent, there was just a flock of geese
There was
just
a
kind
full
of roaming
family of
about.
geese.
Yeah, and the mother kept staring me in the eyes, and I was quite scared. So I just kind of stayed on the floor and went back to sleep, I think.
Yeah.
Every year I discover the head software engineer and deputy head software engineer just curl up in the position. Like, I wake up at like 6 a.m. from Guten Morgen. I go venture out, and then there's just two sleepy engineers with laptops still open. Like,
Yeah. I adopted a German accent for the majority of that coding
you
session.
did.
That was fun. I asked for a variable name and you gave me Blair, which is that still in the?
No, I renamed everything because none.
You got rid of.
No, I'm sorry. You were using AX as
Yeah.
variable. What does that mean?
I don't
It means
know.
nothing. Then you had some function which actually didn't do much, but you
Nice.
called it some random name, called it like 6 times,
Sick.
and so I cleaned it up.
But yeah, that was fun.
I think your exemplary story, in fact, occurs before you became head software engineer at your first comp, when you took to stealing from people and wrapping people in kitchen roll.
Okay. So, two events. The first one, people were playing poker, and they were fairly drunk. And
You
so
fully sober decide.
fully sober. I joined the table and I like started making small talk with them because it was me and Max, I think. Max
was it?
pulled Max Chaos.
Yeah.
Max Chaos pulled me into this and he was like, I'm stealing chips from people and giving them to Rory. And I was like, bet.
Rory was our team principal last year.
Yeah. So I just sat down next to people because it was people who weren't in UGRs, people from like Strath or something. So I sat down next to people and just kind of stole chips and gave them to Rory. And there was one Strath guy who Max was like, this guy's impossible to steal from. He's got like his attention is fully there. And so me and Max sat down next to him. One of us like struck up conversation with him while the other took his chips and gave it to Rory. And that was good fun.
Are you going to explain kitchen roll or are we going to leave
Right.
that to the imagination?
So then kitchen roll. The head software engineer before me, Joseph.
Joseph!
Jesus.
Joe. After he relinquished his role, we like read the cards and stuff, and then when that cooled down, I don't know how, but his arm ended up being wrapped in toilet paper by me.
It's because he turned to us and went, I want to be a mummy.
Oh no, that was before. Somehow his arm ended up wrapped up,
Because
and
you
then
wrapped
I was about to say,
Right.
yeah. Somehow it
Sorry.
happened by me.
I'm imagining the monster full of beanie. You thought it was funny.
yeah, probably. And then he was like, I want to be a mummy. And then what was his phrase? It was like, all of it. Or something like, he kept gesturing like, all of it. And I had no choice but to entirely wrap him up in the kitchen roll. And then he kind of wandered around like that for a while running the infamous bagel shop.
Into the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
It's the happiest I've ever seen him.
Yeah. And he kept leaving like traces of kitchen roll everywhere he went. Like it slowly degraded over the night. But yeah.
It's so beautiful. I'm not sure. I think there's maybe a better one for you, but I can remember the day of the census exhibition, you coming in with like having worked on the paper and you just sat in the corner.
That was the longest day.
Yeah.
Because we met up at like 6 a.m. to take a bus there.
Yes.
Maybe like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we ended the day in the library at 2 a.m. the next day.
Was that the same day?
Yeah.
Directly after the census.
It was interesting timing.
It very much was. I had no idea what I was doing at that point. I was just kind of running things, and I was listening to what I was having to run. And
Did you bring the in-car PC to the library?
No.
Oh.
We did
'Cause
the
you
in-car
were-
PC, and yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Then
all
we
the
got kicked out
Gotcha.
because that was when the out of hours was closed and they didn't let anyone in.
Yeah.
So we did that stuff, and then we used. I think it was just we went.
Yeah.
What was it, third floor, and just used one of the TVs and just ran it on my laptop,
Yep.
and it's pretty much just the terminal with all the like outputs from the code base. It just on display most of the time.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to get the latency stuff done before we got kicked out.
I still have all of those outputs somewhere on my laptop. I think it's just in the
You
code
and
base.
your 1 terabyte of storage.
I feel you should expand a bit more on the paper because that's actually like a cool thing instead of just like.
Yeah, I'm leaving to start my journey to Hawaii to present the paper in mere hours. Have not started packing, but have this giant poster, like a 2x1 meter poster of all our results done in the library, mostly after dark throughout and the day before, that correspond to a paper that's being published in ICCV. So really it all started from the key points labeling, progressed throughout the years, and only like last year we were integrating the model that was trained on the data into the code base.
Yeah. Can you expand a bit more on the topic of the paper, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can read it.
We have
Basically,
the
it's
link
just,
memorized.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the.
yeah. when you're playing your Google Scholar. Yeah, basically just an architecture, like a low latency architecture to detecting or predicting key points on cones, and like then we can use them for color and for depth estimation.
Yeah, this was the model was trained, like before last year.
Yes, the model was trained like over a year ago now.
Yeah.
And then we had to do comparisons to like state of the art models to make the paper like to motivate why we're switching the neural network. Yeah, so that was kind of done last year, and the integration was done last year.
Yeah, we integrated the model, and then we did run out of comp, I think.
No, because Torch was really annoying to install over the.
Yeah, we had dependency issues.
Yeah.
But when depth camera failed, we wanted to run out of comp.
Yeah.
Torch is giving me so many issues right now.
I'm
Have you
so sorry.
ever invented PyTorch? Look under your bed at night. You should maybe cut that out.
PyTorch is great. Like, TensorFlow is the.
Crazy. Not so much for you guys. Actually, I suppose you technically have now been in 2 team head groups, and we have been in 3. And I will say,
I've technically been 3 if I can count myself.
I don't count you. You were there for the tail end.
Yes.
But I was more going to say that as someone who has been a part of 3 groups, this was for sure my favourite. Not just because they were in the room. I mean, shout out to the rest of you guys, love you all so much. But this was for sure the best one. And I'm interested into your opinion as to why you think it works so well. Because I'm pretty sure you agree with me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other ones were also very different dynamics for us.
Yeah.
Especially the first one, obviously, because we were like joined halfway through to people who like, even if they were only the year above, felt much older and like they knew much better what was going on. Whereas obviously by the time we got to last year, it was like, okay, kind of know what's happening. But I think like first off, there have been fewer team heads. Like there's only 5 of us in the group, whereas in first year there was like 7 or 8 maybe even.
I think it was actually 9. There's a lot.
Lots of team heads. But I think also just as people, we all get on super well. I mean, I've got to shout out the escape room we did at the start of the year as a bonding activity.
It was like an hour time limit. And we did it under 40 minutes. Like
we smashed that.
Racked.
But yeah, I think like all as people go on and also like could all work together very well. I would do a team project with you.
Yeah. Another one?
If I had to.
Yeah, if we'd gotten a grade for this, we would have done so well.
I mean, we pretty much did. 3rd internationally is a pretty good grade.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But even when we had, so we work with Census very closely, we had, Paul Winstanley. We had Paul sit in with like some of our meetings, and even after those he was like, your dynamic is really great, you're very like respectful of each other while also challenging stuff that you don't agree with, and you run meetings very well, and that was very nice to hear.
Because it is just like, because we all met as colleagues, I guess, but definitely we became friends so quickly. Because also, I mean, we'd have our meetings and they would last like half an hour, 40 minutes, and then we would be there for like another hour just talking about it. Rachel's dreams actually quite a lot.
Yeah.
That was a common topic.
Like I really enjoyed using team heads meetings post real work as a time to sort of show and tell. I don't know what my favourite thing of the week has been. Well, to be fair, we did have worst thing of the what was it?
Well, that didn't last very long, but it was worst part of the week.
Yeah.
We would go around and talk about it.
Just having a moment to vent. Also, I guess we should shout out Rory Ireland,
Oh,
who
absolutely.
was of course in all of our team heads meetings as a team principal last year.
He made wonderful focaccia.
Oh,
His focaccia is fantastic.
Amazing.
We tried to start a thing this year of like everyone, there was a rota and everyone had to bring in a snack
Mhm.
every week. And it started as like people bringing in like chocolates or crisps or whatever. And by the end, everybody had baked at least one thing
Yeah.
Mhm.
because we were all at it. And Rory made a focaccia, which, shout out, you might have to cut this and ask for permission to put it in. But I happen to know that the first time he made it, he actually made one that he didn't think was good enough. So then he made it again because he was like, I've just got to have a win this
Wow.
week. And that was his win, that he made a banging focaccia.
Oh.
I still
And
think
what
it
if
was
a cat
Yeah.
was?
It was so
A
good.
victory.
Like, I really would it. However good you think this focaccia was, it was so much better.
Mm.
Like, wow.
So
Yep.
nice.
Deserved so many DD coins for that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have had like a DB coins assigned per. You see, everything I do, I just reinvent deltas. Like,
I still in the first like scavenger hunt of last year's
Mhm.
thing, we had the like team heads coins.
Mm.
yeah.
And I really want a Varad coin, but they just don't exist anymore apparently.
No.
Yeah, they're gone. I've got an
Yeah.
Elliott coin.
Mm.
Unless, did you steal it from me? No,
No, I tried to, but I didn't.
Yeah, but I have an Elliott coin. That's big money right there. I'm thinking of trying cryptocurrency.
Elliott
But
coin.
physical.
I'm starting my own micronation. How hard is it to do that?
With the one Elliott coin.
Yeah, and then I
What-
will
what's
make
it worth?
more with my exports.
Right. What's the exchange
Your
rate?
exports.
My
Sorry.
exports. Well, it's one Elliott coin to, I think roughly right now it's like £2.98.
Okay.
Mm. Interesting.
Right now.
Roughly.
So it's changed.
Yeah, it's probably now like 2.96. It's been a bad couple seconds.
Gotcha.
Well, you're busy. So.
But now it's 3.01. Anything can happen, and this is what we've got to learn.
Alright, well I don't know how long we've been going, but the last question I have,
Mhm.
what number should this episode be?
Aww.
Ooh.
Depends if you want to start an argument or not.
No, it depends who you want to start an argument.
I'm just gonna be correct. So don't even stress, guys. I'm about to give the correct answer.
I think I know what you're going to say, so I can just
also
say it
think I know.
together.
We could.
3,
2, 1,
6, 1,
25.
Oh!
Whoa.
I was 25.
2025.
Oh.
I guess, yeah.
I was thinking 618.
618
yeah.
goes. Hmm, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's still 2025. But because
Well,
if
we were
use
comped
up 618
2025.
now, they can never have that again.
Oh, okay, so it's like a purposeful blocking of the 618
yeah.
number.
I'm playing this like Battleships is still the wrong
Maybe
thing.
I was playing it like, wow, there's still the future of the 618
No,
and it'll
I'm
continue
playing this-
existing after us, but we
Oh.
were team heads to 2025.
You know, like the Dots and Boxes game?
Yeah.
I'm playing it like that. I'm trying to block people from getting the things that I want.
I'm playing it like love and joy.
I'm not playing it like that at all.
I think
Alex-
618
Alex
makes
as well.
sense. Yeah?
That's funny.
Alright, I don't know how to end this.
You can say goodbye.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thanks
Like
for
and subscribe.
listening.
Thank you for watching.
And listening.
Yeah.
Or both.